Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my journey lessons through life, sports, and studies. This is episode 3, and today I want to share a decisive moment in my life. The day I truly started to find my place through sports and study. It's a story about challenge, adaptation, and growth. 3 years ago, I started high school in a special program that combined sports and studies. For me, this was not just about school, it was about chasing my dream. I began playing golf when I was only 5 years old. From the very beginning, I loved it. But golf was more than just a game, it became a passion. Over time, I realized that I wanted to become a professional golfer, so I had the chance to enter a sports study program, the decision was easy. But even if the choice felt right, the reality was difficult. One of the biggest changes was that I had to live in a boarding school. That meant I could only see my parents on weekends. At first, this separation was very hard. And then there was the social challenge. I was the only student in a boarding school who played golf. Everyone else was part of a team sport, rugby, baseball, climbing. They already had their groups and they stayed together. On top of that, I am naturally shy, so in the beginning, I didn't really know anyone and I often feel left out. I remember evenings in the dorm that were very quiet for me. I didn't dare to join the conversation, which were already full of energy and laughter. Sometimes I felt invisible. And because of my shyness, I even avoid asking simple but important questions like how the cafeteria worked. Looking back now, it seems silly, and today it makes me laugh. But at that time, it was stressful and made me feel isolated. But little by little, things began to change. I realized that many other students, even those who looked confident, were also nervous at first. They were struggling too. That discovery gave me courage. I started small, saying hello, asking short questions, joining conversations step by step. At first, it was uncomfortable, but over time, it worked. I began to bond with other students. Eventually, I built friendships with rugby players, climbers, and some cyclists. Those friendships gave me a sense of belonging. I was no longer just the shy golf kid, I was part of a community. Now, let me tell you about the academic and athletic side. This was another huge adjustment. In middle school, my days were long but normal. Classes from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., except Wednesday afternoon. I tried to train about 3 times a week, but it was always hard to fit everything in. High school in the sports study program was completely different. Classes only took place in the morning from 8 a.m. to noon, and after lunch, afternoons were fully dedicated to training every day from around 1:30 to 5:30, except Sunday. Then I returned to the boarding school, did my homework, and had dinner around 7:30. First, the rhythm was exhausting. I remember that first months I was constantly tired. My body and my mind needed time to adjust, but little by little I adapt and I discovered that discipline and organization were essential. I learned to manage every hour of my day so I wouldn't fall behind. And then I realized something really important. Sports and studies are not enemies. They complement each other. Golf taught me patience and focus, which helped with school, and school gave me discipline and perseverance, which made me stronger in golf. Once I became more comfortable, I started to enjoy evenings at the boarding school. After dinner, I could relax, chat, and play games with my new friends, hang out. Those moments, laughing together, sharing stories, became some of the best memories of my life. And I'm not lying. Looking back now, I can say that the experience of these 3 years truly changed me. In the beginning, it was only about golf and school, but in the end, it was something bigger. I learned who I am. I learned to step out of my comfort zone, to overcome shyness, and to become independent. So, what lesson can you take from my story? I would say this: change is never easy. In the beginning, it feels uncomfortable, even scary. You might feel alone or lost or exhausted or whatever, but if you keep going, if you take small steps forward, you will adapt, you will grow, you are stronger than you think. It's what I want to say. Today, I am still chasing my dream of becoming a professional golfer, but even if I am not there yet, I already know that I achieved something important. I learned how to adapt, how to persevere, and how to believe in myself. And if you are listening right now, maybe starting a new school, a new sport, or a new job, trust yourself. The beginning is always the hardest part, but the rewards are incredible. And that's it for episode 3 of my journey, listen through life, sports, and studies. Sharing this story with you remind me how much sports and studies have shaped not only my dream of becoming a professional golfer, but also the person I am becoming. If this episode inspired you, I'd love for you to join me in episode 4, where I will share another chapter of my life with new challenges, new lessons, and hopefully more motivation for you to carry into your own life. Until then, remember, change is never easy, but it always helps us grow. Thanks for listening and see you in the next episode of my journey.